Hi, I'm Brianne from Online Fabric Store. If you're anything like me, you have so many tote bags, and you're probably not using all of them. For me, if a tote bag doesn't have pockets, it's a black hole where everything gets lost. Today I'm going to show you an easy hack to make a tote bag more usable. This tote bag will end up with a small inside pocket and a large outside pocket with a keyring. So let's get started. Your first step is to cut out your fabric for your pockets. I just made sure that they were smaller than my tote bag and that I had one small one that would fit inside the size of the larger one. I did an 8x10, which will reduce to a 7x9 with the seam allowance, and I did a 5x7, which will reduce to 4x6 with the seam allowance. Then I just have a scrap that we're gonna use later for a keychain. So first I'm gonna sew my big pocket. I'm gonna put the two right sides facing each other, and then I'm gonna pin them together. I'm also going to kind of measure out where the spot where I'm gonna flip it inside out is gonna be. I want them to be kind of even in the middle. So I'm gonna do my inside out part right here. And then once you have a couple pins in there, you're ready to sew. I am gonna start at the section where I already planned out where my gap is going to be. So around the perimeter of our pocket, starting at the yellow and ending at the red. And I'm gonna do a pretty narrow hem on this. I'm going to trim these threads, and then I'm gonna take it to my ironing board. But before I do that, I'm gonna snip the corners a little bit, pretty close to the edge, just cutting off in a triangle, just so that it lays nice and flat when I turn it. I'm just gonna press open my seams, just so that it's gonna lay nice and flat. Flip it over, press the other side open. All right, and then you're gonna turn it, put your fingers into that gap, turn it inside out. Make sure you pop out your corners so that they're nice and clean. So once it's turned inside out, we're gonna press it nice and flat, as clean as we can, making sure those corners are nice and sharp. Make sure the place where you left the gap is even with the rest of the pocket. My corners are a little bit rounded, but I don't mind that for a tote bag. I am going to top stitch now, and I'm gonna hide my top stitch beginning and end right here in this beige section where the thread will match. So we're gonna do basically the same thing, but I'm gonna do my seam even narrower. And then this one is ready to put to the side for now, and I'm gonna do the same thing on our small pocket. So you're gonna match up the right sides together, put a few pins around the perimeter. And for this one, I will do my gap between these two white pins right here. I'm doing a 15mm seam allowance on this one as well. We're gonna do the same thing to this one we did to our big pocket. So I'm gonna start by snipping my threads, then I'm gonna snip my corners, then I'm gonna press these open. Make sure it's nice and straight where you have the gap, and then flip it over. Then we're gonna turn this one inside out as well. This one's a little bit smaller, so you might wanna just kinda tuck it with your thumbs instead of sticking your whole hand in there. I'm gonna use my fingers to push the corners nice and straight. So now it's like this. It's kind of poofy, so we're gonna press it flat. All right, then we're gonna top stitch this one as well. Like the other one, I do have a lot of beige on this one, so I'm gonna hide my back stitching right there. Okay, we're gonna do a 10mm seam for this one as well. Before we add these pockets to our bag, we have one more step. I am gonna add a little key ring holder to our large pocket, which is gonna go on the outside of the bag so that you can clip on a carabiner or a hand sanitizer or something of that sort. I'm gonna take a small scrap of fabric, a metal D-ring, and some fusible interfacing. I pre-cut this fusible interfacing to be 1 inch by 3 inches, and I have just a scrap of the same fabric we're using for the pockets. I'm gonna start by finding the shiny side of my fusible interfacing. That's the side where the glue is. You don't want that to touch your iron. So I'm gonna put the shiny side down on the fabric, kind of in the middle, or you can kind of match it up with the pattern on the fabric. And then I'm going to press it into place with my iron. Once you have fused the interfacing to your fabric, I'm gonna cut around the perimeter. I'm gonna leave a little less than 1/2 inch on one of the short sides and both of the long sides. And then on the other short side, I'm gonna leave a little bit more than 1/2 inch. First, I'm going to press in the long sides on top of the fusible interfacing like this, and do the other side. And then what we are gonna do here is we're gonna make like a little seam. I'm gonna fold the edge that's longer of the short edges over on itself like this, meeting up with the interfacing. And press down. And then just to make it a little bit easier on ourselves, I am gonna take the scissors, and from where it's folded in, I'm just gonna snip just a little bit of that excess fabric. Then we are gonna go top stitch over that. And we are gonna drop our needle down about as close to the edge as you can get, just a couple millimeters in there. I'm gonna sew all the way across and then back all the way across, trying to keep it nice and straight. Okay, and then all the way forward again. And then what we are gonna do is we're gonna take our D-ring with the flat side facing the reverse of the fabric. We're gonna slip it on. You can do this a couple different ways. This is a 1 inch D-ring. I like my D-rings to kind of fit snug and have a little bit of fold in them. So I made it exactly 1 inch wide. I'm gonna fold it over, and you can kind of just decide how much you want to show. I like about 1/2 to 3/4 of an inch. Hold it like that. You can pin it if you want. I don't think it's necessary. And we're gonna go back in the machine and stitch over it again. I like to line up the stitches exactly where we just did them. Our last thing we have to do is fold this bottom part up. I'm just gonna press it right here again, just to be nice and safe. And then at the bottom, I'm gonna press up that little bit. And I am gonna snip those corners just a little bit like I snipped the other side. It is a little bit thick. Press it as long as you need without scorching your fabric. If you want to pin it in place, that's also fine. Our next step is to add it to the big pocket. So we have to determine our direction. I like the part where I folded it inside out to be on the bottom, just personal preference. So that will be the bottom of my pocket. And I want my D-ring to be facing towards the bottom. I'm gonna do mine off center, and I'm gonna do it probably right here. And if you'd like to pin it, you can. You don't have to. It is a little bit thick, but if you feel more confident stitching straight with it pinned, feel free to pin it. So now it's in place where it's gonna live on the pocket. And then we're gonna stitch it to itself. So we already have that one seam where we sewed our D-ring on. I'm gonna start there, go in a U shape, and then go back over that seam. I'm gonna do this without measuring. I'm gonna do it as close as I can to the edge of the key ring. And I'm gonna sew right up to that place where we attached our D-ring. It is gonna be kind of a thick seam, but if you were able, I think it's nice to kind of match up those seams and sew right on top of it. All right, there's one pocket done and our other pocket. And now we're ready to add them to our tote bag. I am gonna start with my small pocket, which is gonna go inside the tote bag. And I wanna make sure that its seams can be hidden within this big patch. I'm gonna take my bag, turn it inside out, and decide where I want that pocket to be. I want it to be fairly close to the top. I'm gonna actually use my big pocket to make sure that there will be enough room. So if I wanted my big pocket here on the outside, the little pocket's gonna have to live within it. So I know that it needs to be about 2 3/4 inches down from the handles. So I'm gonna place it right here. Let's do 3 inches down just to be safe. And that looks pretty even. You can do it by eye or you can measure it. Let's measure how far it is from each side. So it's 4 inches from that seam and just a little bit over 4 on that one. So that's even for us. And then I'm just gonna pin it in place, making sure we're only getting 1 layer of the tote bag. We are gonna make sure we're just sewing this 1 layer in the pocket, and we're gonna sew around it in a U. I am gonna sew right on top of the stitching I already did, just to make it look as clean as possible. So you're gonna start all the way at the top of the pocket, and then you are going to sew a couple stitches in, and then you're gonna back stitch past the pocket, just a couple stitches, and then sew all the way down our short side. It is really important to pin this because there's a lot going on, a lot of fabric. We don't want it moving around. We're gonna sew all the way, maybe 1/8 of an inch past the pocket, and then back stitch a couple. Forward stitch, and you're done. All right, there's our little usable pocket. And then I'm gonna flip it right side out. You can barely see this stitching because I did pick a thread that's pretty much the exact color of my tote bag. Then we're gonna do the same thing with our big patch. So we make sure we have it facing the correct direction, and we're gonna overlap it. And I think that looks pretty even, but just for safety, I will measure it. So we have just over 2 1/4 on that side. And then on this side, we have closer to 2 1/2. So it needs to go just a little bit this way. And then I'm gonna do a good job on this one, pinning it into place, making sure you're only getting it through the top layer of the tote bag. I think that looks pretty good. And we're gonna sew it. I'm gonna start on the top right corner. Line it up with the seam that's already there, right at the top of the pocket. We're gonna be very careful we're not sewing the top of our pocket closed. I just feel like at some point that feels like something I could do if I'm not paying attention. And you're done. Thank you for joining us for this online fabric store tote bag hack. If you add pockets to any of your totes, please send a photo our way. See you next time.